Hello, I am Sky Davidson, and I did my project over Mormons. Mormons are not allowed to date until the age of 16. Young women cannot have a serious relationship until they are done with high school. Young men cannot have a serious relationship until they are done with college and have done a missionary trip. Mormon dating or even just group hanging out is always recommended. So what I have learned is that group dates are normally what happen because it allows a bunch of guys and girls to get to know each other without having to just concentrate on one person. One important dating custom I've learned is they encourage for you to marry someone inside the church. When you marry someone inside the church, it shows that you guys have the same beliefs and values, and it will go throughout your family. Problems of dating outside the church is you could date someone with a completely different religion, and it can cause some problems. Mormons like to do courtship dating, which is where you get to have an intense relationship with someone with a desire to see if it can go into marriage. So courtship really represents getting to know each other deeply, but not having any intimate sexually interactions with each other. With courtship dating, no affection is normally known, so definitely no kissing. Depending, sometimes you're allowed to hold hands and sometimes you're allowed to hug. Parent or a family member always has to be around when you go on courtship dates. They will always be there to monitor you guys throughout it. Mormon weddings normally happen in a temple. There are 140 temples for Mormons to get married at. The names for them are known as eternal marriages, which represents lasting beyond the grave and into eternities. And another name for them is sealings. You have to qualify in order to get married in a temple. You actually have to take a temple preparation class. Another thing is, the bride and groom are interviewed separately by their bishop to determine their worthiness. There are standards required to be temple recommended. The one thing required in a Mormon marriage is a sealing ceremony. Sealing ceremony is where two families become one for eternity. In this, they have rooms called sealing rooms, and sealing rooms are in each temple. There are normally no more than 50 seats in each sealing room, which means only close Mormon family or close Mormon friends are allowed to come to the sealing ceremony. After is the ring ceremony / reception, which is where people who are not Mormon are more than welcome to come. Mormon marriages are a lot like any other wedding. Bride's dresses, though, have to be modest, which means no back showing, no chest, and no shoulders showing. And the dress cannot be super tight. Another thing that is not allowed is smoking and alcohol at the wedding. Parenthood is a heavy weight for Mormons, which means that they want to be the best parents possible and be the best role models. As fathers, they are the ones that provide for the family, and mothers are seen as the nurturers and to help around the house. Parenting style is listen and speak openly. So always listen to what your children have to say and always allow them to speak at dinner or before bed. Don't neglect child's spiritual side. Teach them how to pray, take them to church. Children solve their own problems, so allow them to learn from their mistakes and always show love. Family is very important for Mormons. It is so important that they set a day every week aside just to be together. This day is normally Monday nights. During this time, they forget about all their worries and just spend time together as a family. This is the schedule for family home nights that Mormons normally follow. Dinner is first. It sets the mood for the night and gets them to spend more time together. Then opening prayer and songs. The songs are led by a family member. Next is family business. Family business only happens if needed. Next, you should do a lesson. Depending on the age of the children is how long you should do the lesson. After is fun and games. You can do some games that have to do with the lesson, or you can just do a game you guys love to do. Next is you make a treat that you guys never get to make together. And after, you do closing prayer. Mormons don't only have to get legal papers for a divorce, but they actually have to go to the mandate of the church to break the seal that they had for their wedding, which means that if you had a temple wedding, you must do both. Another thing is women are normally the ones that break the seal. Facts. Things they are not allowed to have. They are not allowed to have caffeine. So no tea, no soda, and no coffee. Another thing is piercings and tattoos. They are not recommended, but they are allowed to have one piercing in each ear. Another thing is they believe that Jesus, when he comes, will come to the United States.